You're nothing but the backup, boy, my father growled after draining my $115,000 in savings. Watch me burn every single receipt during a live broadcast, I fired back, revealing the fraud to 220,000 spectators and launching a legal battle. Appreciate your naivety, he mocked. Now your relatives are enjoying your portion. I glared at my phone as if it had just spat venom. What was that? I demanded. Not because I missed it, but because I required him to say it again, deliberately, with all the weight it held. He snickered and added, "Come on, you're forever the reliable type. What's the harm in aiding your sibling? You're not selfish, right?" That's when I burst into laughter. It was cutting, booming, and enraged. The sort of laugh that erupts from someone whose faith has just crumbled. Because what they were unaware of was this. The $115,000 they swiped wasn't merely idle for anyone to seize. I'll explain that shortly. Allow me to backtrack a little. The final occasion I encountered my parents face-to-face was at a household meal in late March. I arrived with a bottle of fizzy drink, a handcrafted pie from the previous evening, and a forced smile, wishing for a peaceful night. I hadn't encountered my brother in forever. But there he stood, tanned from his honeymoon, flaunting a luxurious new timepiece I didn't remember him owning. I still recall what my dad uttered during that meal. He raised his glass halfway through and toasted my brother, Ethan. "May your obligations never chase you, and may your fresh vehicle eclipse your previous junker." Then he shifted to me and declared, "And to you, Liam, for constantly being the stable one, the son who never stirs trouble." Mom tittered. Ethan grinned slyly. I didn't grasp the joke until the following day. When I inspected my bank balance, it was emptied. Every dollar I'd accumulated since I was 18. Every birthday gift I never redeemed. Every cent from odd jobs. All the resources I'd hidden away for my tomorrow vanished. All $115,000 disappeared like vapor from another person's blaze. I assumed I'd been breached. I contacted the bank, shaking with fear and humiliation. But it was all legitimate. I'd been included in a household trust fund months before, a shared account for crises. I'd inked documents at Christmas. I recalled them. They claimed it was simply for tax strategy. A household investment matter. They portrayed it as minor. And I believed them. I signed because they were my kin. Then I discovered where the funds had gone. It was already expended. $54,000 settled Ethan's graduate school loans. $10,500 financed his Maldives escape. $36,000 purchased a smooth electric vehicle. The remainder covered assorted household costs. I phoned them, fingers trembling, still attempting to remain courteous because that's how I was brought up. Mom didn't pick up. Ethan sent a grinning emoji and a wink, but Dad answered, and that's when he repeated it. "Appreciate how simple you were to deceive. Your relatives are utilizing your share now." That's when something fractured within me. Not suddenly, but slowly, like frost cracking under pressure. I laughed once more, not from amusement, but because they didn't realize what they'd truly snatched, and they didn't comprehend who I was. At 19, I handed Ethan my previous laptop because he couldn't buy one for university. At 21, I handled my parents' lease for 3 months when Dad claimed times were hard and vowed to reimburse me. At 24, I co-signed a loan for Ethan because his credit was merely a formality. By 27, I dispatched them so much money I required a register to track it and maintain clarity. They never expressed gratitude. It wasn't viewed as kindness. It was demanded. Like I was indebted to them. I was the reliable one. The resolver. The supporting character in their tale who arrives with funds and a tired agreement to rescue the situation. To outsiders, they didn't appear as antagonists. Dad was magnetic. People adored him. He could weave stories, pour coffee with allure, and make you feel significant until you opposed him. Then he'd cut you with a grin. Mom was gentle-voiced, always stuck in the center. But she never halted him, not once. And Ethan, my golden boy brother, brandished guilt like a weapon. "I'm striving, dude. You don't understand the stress I'm facing. You've got it simple. You're not the one everyone anticipates to excel." I covered his law test preparation. He quit. I bankrolled his second attempt at business school. He skipped lectures to revel in Greece. Yet I continued assisting. Continued dispatching funds, stupidly wishing they'd eventually view me as more than an ATM. I desired them to see me as an individual. That desire perished when I viewed Ethan's online update. Him beaming next to his gleaming new car, arm around his fiancée. The caption stated, "Work intensely. Live grandly. New phase begins now. Persist or no handouts." I sat on my apartment floor in the same faded jeans I'd donned for 3 days, gazing at the screen like it was encrypted. That vehicle, that journey, that band, it was my funds. But online, Ethan appeared as if he'd constructed it all solo. I didn't remark. I didn't engage. I just shut the app and accessed my documents. Because here's the reality. I maintained logs, every message where he pleaded for aid. Every falsehood he crafted. Every invoice. Every payment app record. Every bank wire. Even the trust file they fooled me into endorsing, all stored in my cloud. I'm thorough like that. Then it worsened. My cousin Leela messaged, "Is it accurate what your mom mentioned about you funding Ethan's startup? That's awesome." She claimed I was the one who trusted in him when others didn't. I stared at the display. Startup. There was no startup. I requested evidence. She forwarded a capture of a household group discussion Mom had penned. "We're so thankful for Liam. He's backing Ethan's new app project. That's what kin's about. Not funds, but faith." That's when it hit home. This wasn't merely about pilfering my money. It was about hijacking my identity. They weren't just expending my savings. They were employing my name to depict Ethan as a pioneer. I kept records, every text where he begged for help, every lie he spun, every receipt, every payment app log, every bank transfer, even the trust document they tricked me into signing, all saved in my cloud. I'm meticulous like that. I messaged Mom. "There's no app, is there?" She responded. "You're overthinking once more. Why do you always turn minor things into dramas?" That was her strategy, making me feel overly emotional when I sought truth. I disregarded her and probed further. I phoned the bank and confirmed every deal. Then, for caution, I reviewed my credit summary. That's when everything collapsed. They'd initiated a credit card in my name connected to my former family residence. In just 90 days, they'd accumulated $16,500 on airfare, gems, wellness sessions, and a $6,000 furniture buy from a luxury store, all under a supposed household credit facility. I phoned Dad, no longer courteous. He answered, relaxed. "Hey, son, Ethan and I were just discussing. Perhaps you could contribute to their home deposit. The market's challenging, but it's time he accumulated some equity." I stated, steady but resolute. "You initiated a credit card in my name. You falsified my signature." He hesitated, then chuckled. "Don't be so dramatic. We're kin. You're the accountable one. It balances out." I said, "That's fraud." He answered, "No, son, that's heritage. Assist Ethan now, and he'll assist your children someday." I disconnected. They weren't finished. That evening, they included me in a fresh group discussion called Kin Eternal with aunts, uncles, and cousins. Mom's initial message stated, "Please back Ethan and Ava's new phase. Liam's been incredibly giving. True kin unity." The following message was a fundraising link. They were collecting $45,000 for their residence and enterprise. My name was displayed as a contributor, $4,500 from Big Bro. I hadn't contributed a cent. They were utilizing my name to attract gifts, and it was succeeding. I wanted to shout, but instead I preserved everything. Every note, every deception, every false assertion. I was finished. They'd used my name to build a fantasy. Now I'd use my words to reveal the facts. I arranged a live broadcast for 8 p.m. No hype, just a plain announcement on the screen. What does treachery feel like when it grins? I've got evidence. By 7:55 p.m., 60 individuals were viewing. By 8:03, over 900. Kin, acquaintances, unknowns, even someone from Ava's kin. I began with quiet. The initial slide stated, "How my kin swiped $115,000 and labeled it affection." Then I activated my camera. "I'm Liam. You might recognize me from contribution pages or marked images. Maybe you believed I was the backing brother, the obedient son. I've been silent too long." I advanced to a PDF of my depleted savings account. $114,789.33 vanished in 7 months. Categorized as Ethan's education, kin trips, honeymoon costs, a vehicle, and more. I didn't approve any of it, but my name was on the trust account they deceived me into signing at Christmas, terming it tax forms. Next, I displayed my credit summary. A $16,500 credit card in my name linked to my prior address. That's not my handwriting, but it's my name, my credit, my existence. The discussion exploded. "This is illegal. Your kin did this. I contributed to that fundraiser." I revealed the fundraising page. My name was shown as a $4,500 contributor. I never contributed. They used my name to make it appear legitimate. I don't fault anyone who donated. I trusted them once too. Then I played a taped call from 2 weeks earlier. Dad's voice. "You're part of this kin, Liam. You don't get to exit. Everyone contributes their share." He chuckled. "Appreciate your trust. Made it simple." The discussion went chaotic. Then Ava, Ethan's former fiancée, entered. "I didn't realize it was your funds. I'm so sorry." After a break. "He claimed you co-signed the vehicle out of affection. I should have inquired." I didn't reply. I showed the last slide. "This isn't vengeance. It's protection. You exploit my quiet, my funds, my name. I'm not here for pity. I'm here to regain my words." Quiet allows you to dominate the story too long. At 8:41 p.m. I concluded the broadcast.